Well, good evening. This evening's installment is going to be the Radiola III paired with the balanced amplifier. Now, previously I posted a video of the Radiola III, the Radiola 3A. This evening, I'd like to post a video of a little less common combination. And as I stated, the Radiola 3 with a balanced amp. Now, if I was to put my hand here, you could see to my right, there is a Radiola 3. It is a good performing set in its own right. Very selective. I think it's a very undervalued, underrated set by collectors. I've always thoroughly enjoyed the Radiola 3. But the only thing it lacked was sufficient amplification to drive a speaker. It worked great for headphones. But RCA remedied that with the balanced amplifier. The output of the Radiola 3 is right here. It bridges over, goes to the input of the amplifier. The signal gets amplified, and of course comes out here and drives the speaker. In this case, the UZ1320, and it actually drives it quite handedly. It only made sense for RCA to come out with an amplifier for the Radiola 3, because according to my records, sales-wise, the Radiola 3 was RCA's #1 selling set throughout the 20s. Just for a little tidbit of information, RCA sold over 293,000 of the Radiola 3s. By far the #1 selling set for RCA, with one minor exception. The Radiola 18, which came out a few years later, came very close, selling 250,000, a 250,000 of the Radiola 18s. But even with that said, the Radiola 3 had it beat. And because there were so many of these Radiola 3s out there, and then when RCA came out with the 3A, which essentially, those of you familiar with the Radiola line, if you took both of these units and put them in one cabinet, you would have the Radiola 3A, electrically identical. The only variant is these are in two cabinets, and it allowed somebody who had a Radiola 3, rather than having to buy an entirely new set to get what the Radiola 3A had to offer, one can purchase just the amplifier and connect them together, like I stated, with these little bus bars, and suddenly you had a Radiola 3A with just the cost of the amplifier after you've already had the 3. A very neat playing set, a very unique, I think it's a unique combination. I've always enjoyed the Radiola line. In fact, I tell you what, why don't we go ahead and power it up?
Guys,
plenty of volume, plenty of clarity, a very, very good playing set, very good playing combination. In fact, those of you that don't have a Radiola 3 or 3A in your collection, I'm going to make a recommendation you do in fact purchase one. I believe you'll be very pleased with the set, and I do realize the WD11 is an obstacle, but there are workarounds, there are substitutions out there. So with that said, purchase a Radiola 3 or 3A. I think it'll be a welcome addition to your collection. Anyway, with that said, here's the Radiola 3 paired to the Radiola balanced amplifier, both from about 1924. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.